I want your contracts to be helpful, but more than tick, I've got a contract, helpful. I want them to be properly helpful. Let me explain what I mean by helpful. We were in Rome, spending the weekend in a strange apartment near the Colosseum. And I like to start my day, particularly when I'm on holiday, with a fresh coffee. Well, there was a coffee machine in the apartment. We bought fresh coffee and then realised that we couldn't find any filters to fit the coffee machine. Now, we'd already been to 3 shops. This was a holiday after all. I'm not going to take an Italian taxi to a supermarket to find the right filters. I mean, quite apart from the fact you do literally take your life in your hands every time you get in a taxi in Rome, the amount of money we'd spend trying to track down the filters for this machine would be wholly disproportionate. I might as well go and buy an overpriced coffee overlooking a Rome tourist attraction, frankly. So being helpful in the instance of the owners of that apartment would have been to provide the coffee machine, to tell you where locally you could walk to somewhere that provided the filters, or just to provide the filters. I mean, coffee filters, we're hardly going to take them home. We're not going to eat them. They're not the sort of thing that's worth very much money. So why not just provide them for anyone who's staying in your apartment? So helpful means just going that extra mile to be useful to someone. Like a change mechanism that makes sense, or a contract that actually doesn't start really, really one-sided and hope and negotiate it to the central position. Why not? If you always negotiate it to this central, fair, equitable position, why not start it? Why not avoid the cost, time, angst, trust issues that you get in that negotiation? Why not start closer? So a few years ago, I was working for a large supermarket with an automated warehouse facility, and they'd instructed a law firm to create a contract to work with 5 different contractors on this project, and it was to be in their interests. It would be fair to say the law firm had taken the in their interest bit rather to extremes. So we'd ended up with a contract that was pretty harsh. And when the contractors on this project received it, almost all of them were horrified. And we ended up in a negotiation with these 5 contractors, and you could see they came really with their hackles raised, ready for a fight, prepared to argue about all these clauses that had been struck out or chucked in or that made the contract really unfair. Now, I took a slightly different approach. I was very pragmatic. I knew exactly what the client wanted to achieve, which was a good contract, which safeguarded their interests. But at the same time, more than anything, they wanted this facility to make profit from. Many of the amendments that had been made by the law firm were conceded very, very quickly. And it's interesting to hear Tim Cummins of World Commerce and Contracting said that actually, if you got the humans out of the contract negotiation, you'd get a much better deal much quicker if you just let 2 AI systems talk to each other and resolve all the discrepancies from the norm. So helpful contracts are not just about the content, they're about when you provide them, they're about whether it makes it a positive process to get into contract with you. They're more than a tick box exercise. They build trust, they provide a positive process, they provide a really good practical set of tools and flow charts and processes for running the project, and they help you resolve disputes. That's helpful. It's not just, yeah, well, we've got a contract, tick. If you don't know what it means, if you can't use it, if it's horrid, if it makes people embarrassed, then it's not actually a helpful tool at all. So consider this. Are your contracts really, truly helpful?